Yeah, YouTube family and the Maverick in the space. One more time. Still with the best and most credible opinion. Still fear and fearless analysis. And look here. I'm going to be honest again. In fact, I never say that. I'm always honest when I come on a platform here and talk. I'm going to say, you see, sometimes, and when some people pass, you realize how great they are, you know. Recent case in point, the late, great James Chambers, aka Jimmy Cliff. You know, we grew up in Jamaican. You know, you just hear about some of them artists without being even conscious of them struggle and the depth of them work and, you know, the far-reaching effects that them have. As I said, growing up in Jamaica, we always, you know, associate Jimmy Cliff with The Harder They Come, the movie, and of course the theme song for the movie. The harder they come, the harder they fall, one and all. We just have it say, yeah, Jimmy Cliff, that a Jamaican, that and him star the movie and a Jimmy Cliff. And then, you know, there's another big one, Many Rivers to Cross. I think them two songs there are the two most synonymous songs with Jimmy Cliff. Since Jimmy Cliff passed, people, all of a sudden I see some old video footage of Jimmy Cliff back in the early days, some studio session when he was sing where I never seen them before. All these years and decades we are hear about Jimmy Cliff and Jimmy Cliff, the Jamaican singer. Some of these, even some interviews where I talk about some things associated with this journey. I don't know if some of the people involved in the creative, the creative industry, I don't know if we're not doing enough to kind of, inform and put information out there about the superstars of our music. It's almost like we can access more information about some of the foreign stars than we are able to access about our local stars. And I feel Jimmy Cliff is a case in point. Because a man like me have a more than a passing interest in the musicians and the artists of the previous generation. Me have more than a passing interest. And so much of them something me just to say since Jimmy Cliff dead. And I know that alone. And I plead guilty. Me never take enough time to listen to Jimmy Cliff before the recent advent of his passing. And realize how deep and how talented and how mega a superstar Jimmy Cliff is, you know. Remember, I did two stints down in Brazil. I went to Brazil for the 2014, what was that now? The World Cup. And I did go back for the 2016 Olympics. I went to Rio de Janeiro. I remember when I did down there, as a Jamaican, you're there them place and you kind of want to know from the locals which Jamaicans them know. Obviously them know Bob Marley, and at the time Usain Bolt was a big thing, so they know Usain Bolt. But in that unofficial survey we me do, quite a few Brazilians, mention Jimmy Cliff name, And Jimmy Cliff another typical name where people that mention in other settings. And somebody tell me say Jimmy Cliff had a home down there and he is very big in Brazil. Me never even know that till me go down there. Maybe it's because Jimmy never grow locks and him never used to. I say Rastafari. Ja, it was a theme persona that. It was just the power of his lyrics. And me don't know the kind of haunting, the high-pitched voice there, but it did have a kind of soulful feel about it. All of this now me appreciate to a different level. Now that me listen about Jimmy Cliff, When you listen to Many Rivers to Cross, listen to the depth, the range, the quality, and the heart and soul in the lyrics of the song there. And how real it is to every human being in them existence. When you listen to the harder they come, and the period of Jimmy Cliff life where that was describing, how profound the words were, how it was put together and presented to the world. Now for we never know, say, you see that song named Trapped, where Bruce Springsteen did cover a Jimmy Cliff song, Jimmy Cliff did that song from early 70s. Well, he wrote it from early 70s. And I think he recorded it from early 70s. But Bruce Springsteen take it up in the 80s and turn it now a big hit song. I'm trapped. Oh yeah, trapped. Well, it seems like I'm caught up in your trap again. A big bad song, that Jimmy Cliff sang that, man. And then even when Jimmy Cliff do some interpretation of some song, sometimes him do them almost better than the man who write them originally. A song name, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Someone named Johnny Cash sang that. But to me, Jimmy Cliff version, it sound like the better version of it. And apart from Harder They Come, Jimmy Cliff did have so much more mega hits. And when you listen to how they were put together, how they were creatively laid out, and how he used to present them, me feel Jimmy Cliff was an underrated superstar in Jamaica music. As me say, I don't know what the fuck say, if him never has pout Rastafari, why him not get the accolade where him should have get. But I don't want normal, man. I want great songwriter. I want great Jamaican artist. Treat the youths right, and you will tell me dynamite. How you tell me say? I one of them man there, where the Maverick had never seen in person. Just never see Jimmy Cliff in person. I never see him perform live on a show yet. I had never had the occasion to run into him. I used to have a studio up the road there, so in the area there, so where we used to traverse a lot. But we just never see him for see Jimmy Cliff or meet Jimmy Cliff or at any point me and him cross path. The great Jimmy Cliff. I want bad artists, man. Bad artists and people. Those are you who don't get to sit down and listen to. Because as me say, you know, the Harder They Come, they dead, you know. I remember the movie and the song, but you know, sometimes you know, sing a song and you know, pre the song. I know that the man gone. And the tributes are flow. And we are listening to all the man words are echo. And we are say, yo, that's a profound thing the man write. Some profound songs who were so relatable. And he made have that little bouncy vibes about him. You know, as me say, never have the kind of vibes where sound like him a sulk and him a wail and him a ball. There was a kind of vibrancy about the music where it make it different from the other message music of the day. And you know, without the Rastafarian message attached to his music, his music was a kind of pure, kind of Jamaican music, if you could have put it away there. And there was a part to his story when he left Jamaica, go to England. That was a place at the time to break on the international stage, and he made a trek there. The great Jimmy Cliff, man. The Maverick have to pay him respect and tribute to Jimmy Cliff people. Because, as I say, I admit, Jimmy Cliff are one of them artists where we did almost take for granted. I don't know if, because, as I say, we never see him a lot in Jamaica. He never performed a lot in Jamaica. And because of that, a lot of people felt kind of distance from him. Like some of the other superstars when they are Jamaica and in our face, and them every time some face or some splash and them big event they keep, them dip on it. We never used to see Jimmy Cliff a lot. As a youth growing up, we never. Them time that we are going all of them show there and I watch all of the big artists. I watch Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac. That era, a singer there. We never yet see Jimmy Cliff for any of them show them time there. Them time they are getting busy all over the world. They are England, they are Europe, and doing thing. But I don't want normal artist people. When you get a chance, sit down and listen from start to end. Many rivers to cross. Just sit down and listen. Just I'm a Maverick request that. Those who don't do it, can you hear it, you know? I'm not talking about who hear it and know it, you know. But listen it different from the hear it, you know. Listen Many Rivers to Cross. Listen to Harder They Come. Listen to a song named Sitting Here in Limbo. Listen to them song there. Listen it no man, and then you tell them Maverick what you think, man. You know, when you don't watch the video, go listen to them and come back on the video and make the comment. See? Yeah, man. But that's how we stay. Sometimes people don't get them flowers until sad, but that's the reality. Some people will never, ever get them flowers while they're alive. They won't ever. Because there's something about when them go up on the other side. Maybe the finality of it. And the fact that you're not going to ever see them again. In other form, yeah. Then it kind of causes a connection between them and them work. We never had that connection before them go up on the other side. Because you kind of figure them still up on that side, yeah. So you're going to see them one day. You're going to hear them one day. You're going to see them perform one day. You're going to hear them do an interview on the radio one day. But when them cross over on the other side there, you realize the finality of it now. and then you develop a deeper appreciation of them work. How me sound? How me sound? Again, where is the lie? Where is the lie? Jimmy Cliff, no respect.